In this issue, we're going to talk about a topic that concerns a lot of people. Let's talk about cancer. Nowadays, it is one of the main causes of death, not counting cardiovascular diseases. It often happens that people are afraid of cancer and suspect it in themselves. They undergo numerous, sometimes useless examinations which do not reveal the disease, but patients are not convinced and they persist in seeking it. This distressing condition can develop into a mental disorder, which is called carcinophobia, that is, a pathological fear of cancer. Others, on the contrary, refuse examination and seek help only when the disease has reached the late stage and nothing can be done. The truth is somewhere in the middle between these two extremes. Thanks to early diagnosis, the chances of a successful result increase many times over. That is why it is so important to pay attention to the first signs of cancer. Experts can name 10 main symptoms to which you should pay attention. Awareness of the first signs of malignant tumors is very important for timely diagnosis and sometimes saves lives. So, what are these signs? The first sign is a prolonged increase in body temperature. As a rule, it is not a fever, but a low temperature, which is called subfebrile, which is about 37 to 37.2 degrees, sometimes up to 37.5 and even up to 38 degrees, but not higher. Such a temperature is stable, it is not knocked down by antipyretic drugs, and can last for weeks or even months. The second sign is weakness and fatigue. Of course, fatigue at the end of a hard day's work does not count. It is absolutely normal and passes after a good rest. However, if a person feels a decrease in strength in the first half of the day, feeling exhausted and tired after awakening, this situation is alarming. This means one thing: some unwanted processes are occurring in the body that are preventing it from recovering and functioning normally. The third sign is skin itching. Constant or recurrent itching of the skin indicates a problem with the internal organs. In this case, there may not even be any rashes on the skin, but only visible traces of scratching. Itching does not necessarily indicate the presence of cancer. It can be a sign of diabetes or kidney problems. But still, long persistent itching of the skin in any case should be alarming, since the reasons for its occurrence are quite serious. The fourth sign is lymphatic stasis in the tissues, which is manifested by swelling of the extremities, arms or legs. The fifth sign is disorders of the central nervous system. Constant headaches, dizziness and weakness, fainting or convulsions for no apparent reason can occur, which should cause caution. The sixth sign is altered sensitivity. This symptom is manifested by a feeling of cold or, on the contrary, heat, burning, tingling, electric current, numbness of the skin. In medicine, such conditions are called paresthesia. Taste sensitivity also often changes. Favorite food becomes unpleasant, or on the contrary, there is an increased need for a certain product. You may also experience increased sensitivity to smells. This can also be seen in pregnancy. The seventh sign is a decrease in body weight. With malignant tumors, your appetite decreases. If within a month, weight decreased by more than 5 kilograms, it is necessary to be examined immediately. The eighth sign is a constant or frequent occurrence of the same type of pain. The ninth sign is enlarged lymph nodes. This is a very characteristic symptom for oncology, which can be determined independently, because all external lymph nodes are accessible for palpation. These are the axillary, inguinal, and cervical lymph nodes. Their enlargement and painfulness is a reason to see a doctor urgently. The 10th sign is unusual discharge, bleeding. A typical discharge from the nose, ear, genitals can be a symptom of cancer. And now a few words about the most common forms of cancer. In first place is breast cancer. With it during the life, 1 in 12 women falls ill. This type of cancer is the most frequent cause of death from malignant neoplasms. That is why the list of obligatory measures during medical examinations includes examination by a mammologist. By the way, not only women suffer from breast cancer, but also men. Therefore, they too should pay attention to the appearance of lumps in the breast. Any change in the shape or size of the breast, reddening of the skin, retraction of the nipple, its displacement, or the appearance of discharge should alert. Nevertheless, 90% of formations in the breast are not malignant and may be a mastopathy or cyst. Therefore, having discovered a node in the breast, you should not immediately panic. The second most common type of cancer is lung cancer. Unfortunately, with this form of cancer, symptoms appear quite late, at the 3 to 4 stage. Lung cancer affects mostly men, in whom it occurs about 8 times more often than in women. You should pay attention to such a symptom as a long, unjustified cough, the severity of which ranges from a slight cough to excruciating attacks. Other symptoms include chest pain, shortness of breath, and blood in the sputum. Therefore, you should not neglect fluorographic examination, which allows you to effectively detect lung cancer, even at the initial stage. The third type of cancer that occurs most often is colon and rectal cancer. Its symptoms can include bloating, constipation, feeling of incomplete bowel emptying, and blood in the stool. The discharge of blood can also occur with hemorrhoids, but in the later stages of cancer, it is a mandatory symptom. At such signs, it is necessary to immediately contact a specialist, a gastroenterologist, or a proctologist. In fourth place is prostate cancer. Men who suffer from it have difficulty or frequent urination, usually at night. During the night, a man can run to the toilet several times, and each time the urine detached very little. It does not pass and 2 to 3 hours, as again there is an urgent need to urinate. Appearance of blood in urine, pain in the abdomen, painfulness while urinating, erectile dysfunction. All these symptoms are not only in cancer, but also in adenoma of the prostate, which is not a malignant disease. In any case, you should consult a urologist if you have these symptoms. Stomach cancer is also one of the most frequent malignant neoplasms. Its symptoms are nausea and vomiting, characterized by vomiting of almost undigested food. It occurs immediately after a meal. In addition, the cancer is characterized by a feeling of an overfilled stomach, which reduces appetite. All this leads to the fact that a person suddenly loses weight. The patient is disturbed under the ribs, in the upper abdomen, epigastrium. Very often, stomach cancer proceeds without pain, asymptomatic. In such cases, weight loss and lack of appetite signal that something is wrong. This is a signal to go to a specialized specialist, a gastroenterologist. Finally, among the frequently reported types of cancer is cervical cancer. It has already been proven that it is caused by human papillomavirus, so if a woman has a large number of warts or papillomas on the skin, which look like sprouts on a stalk, similar in appearance to cauliflower, this is a reason to have an unscheduled examination by a gynecologist. With cervical cancer in the lower abdomen, there is a dragging pain radiating to the pelvis. You may also have lower back pain radiating to your leg. The same pains may be experienced with lumbar osteochondrosis. It should be remembered that women should always visit a gynecologist for any lower back pain. If you find any of these signs, should not immediately raise the alarm because such symptoms, as we see, are not necessarily specific for cancer. Many benign diseases manifest themselves in a similar way. But if you have any of these symptoms, a visit to the doctor should not be delayed. It is advisable to undergo a full examination within a month in order to identify the disease at an early stage and not to run it. Timely diagnosis will be the key to successful treatment. We hope that the information that we have shared with you today, you or your loved ones will never need. But not for nothing they say, he who is forewarned is forearmed. Share this video with your friends and family, like it and subscribe to the channel to always stay informed about the most useful things. See you soon.